Indie filmmaking is really hard, and today I'm going to share with you guys an indie film called Mickey Hardaway, which is a drama film that will be coming to Prime Video on August the 25th and will be coming to Tubi for free in September. What did I think about this film? Well, stick around and let's discuss it. A young sketch artist agrees to an in-house therapy session with a well-renowned psychiatrist as his life begins sprawling out of control. The film stars Rashad Hunter, Ashley Parchment, Stephen Cofield Jr., Kayla Johnson, and David Chattam, and many others, and was directed by Marcellus Cox, and this is his directorial debut. Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ryan. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, give a like, and also comment on the video if you have seen the movie. If you have not, just go ahead and comment, hey, what's up? I love to hear from you guys and interact with you guys and know that you guys are watching the video and are taking in my thoughts of the movie. So now let's get to the movie, Mickey Hardaway. Now, this was sent to me for a screener from the director himself. And I was actually really thrilled to watch this movie. I love the fact that this movie is shot in black and white, and it really goes with the themes of this movie. We follow this guy named Mickey, and he's really struggling mentally with his physical health. He has a girlfriend named Grace who is very supportive of him, and I think she is the color to his life and really bringing him out of certain funks that he's in. Grace tells Mickey that he should go ahead and see a therapist and get his feelings out there. So he ends up taking this advice and going to see this therapist, and he goes ahead and explains all his feelings, and we get to see his backstory. We learn a lot about his life, mainly how negative and how depressive his life really is growing up as a young child. We see that his father, he's really uptight. He doesn't allow him to really do anything, and that's very clear because he crushes his dreams. In elementary school and through middle school, he really wants to be an artist. And he has a teacher that really takes to his liking of his art. His father is really not up to this, and his teacher actually drives him to the house. And we see this scene where his father completely mishandles this whole opportunity of his teacher actually showing up and trying to actually talk some sense into the father, and he completely is very uptight and he completely handles it in a negative situation, which obviously it crushes Mickey's dreams, and this causes him throughout life to feel very hopeless, actually build up a lot of rage. And also he's dealing with bullying as well. So a lot of these effects and the physical and mental abuse that he faces, because even his mother is not really liking the fact that the father is doing this, but then again, she's not really doing anything either, which makes me believe that she was probably being abused as well. And this also really goes back to the fact that this probably is something that happens in cycles, especially for the father, because this is probably how his father actually taught him how to grow up, and of course he probably saw that as well. So it goes in passing of a generation to generation basis. And as we keep churning through these therapy sessions, we see Mickey going through adulthood and going through college and trying to live out his dream. He faces more problems, like for instance, he has college debt, and he has a problem really doing a job plus doing classes, and the fact that he has these debt, he doesn't really have a lot of money to actually afford much of a place, so he's living out of a hotel, and he's also trying to experience the working world at the same time and get his big breakthrough for the career he's trying to do. And in doing so, he can get screwed along the way because he has so much negative energy really surrounding him other than his girlfriend. He has a really hard time really dealing with it because he doesn't have that support, and throughout, even so, he has his mother. He doesn't really have a lot of support with the family at all, and unfortunately you really see this guy really go off the deep end, and this really brings up some points to things we see really going in mental health. And I think mental health is something where people really can really struggle with it and really not know what to really do with it. I think there are certain circumstances in our life where we really don't know how to channel that energy. And I can really speak for that. For instance, when I was 20 years old, my parents, they're divorced, and I really didn't know how to really go about that. And I didn't really ever talk to anybody about it. And now we're like 13 years later, and now that has really passed and come into fruition, and I've really tried to really deal with it. And I have to say, a lot of people really channel their different ways of how they want to go about negative outcomes in their life. And so you have to really adapt to those kind of changes. And for some people, it's really hard. Maybe some people really need another outlet. For me, I really like music and writing, and I think that is certain ways you can really channel that energy. Hardin here, his therapist, is the one to really channel that energy, and unfortunately when he's really channeling that, we don't really see Hardin really, I would say, really come to grip of certain things that he's trying to do, because we see Hardin really kind of push him away on certain things throughout his sessions. Like, he's doing these sessions, but I feel like there isn't a lot of help towards what his situation is. Like, there is a deeper situation that is unraveling in his mind, and we really just don't know what he's actually thinking. And I think Hardin here, when he's doing these sessions, he doesn't really know how deep his mind really is, really unraveled into certain negative outcomes that are actually occurring in his life. The film is shot so well that it captures every emotion from every character so well that you have no idea what's going to happen next. A quote that I really did like from this film that really stood out and really does, I would say, represent the film as a whole is, "It's hard to be good when all you know is evil." And that really represents the movie as a whole. The acting for this film is absolutely very excellent across the board. Rashad Hunter as Mickey does an excellent job with the emotion of this story, and just a heartbreaking story of someone that has to suffer so much negative outcomes in their life. His father, David Chattam, he does such a good job in this of being a uptight father that just beats his children and treats his children like absolute crap. And I really didn't like his character, and the fact that he could actually make me feel that way shows that his acting was really good in this film. His girlfriend, Ashley Parchment, played Grace. She does such a good job of keeping her calm composure, even during occurrences of negative outcomes that actually occur and things that happen that you would just go, well, what is she going to do next after this actually occurred? And the way that she keeps her composure and keeps her positive outlook, she does such a good job of keeping that outlook throughout the film. I also thought that his teachers and all his supporters that really kind of guide Mickey throughout the way, they all do a really good job of just being that support system. His guidance counselor, everybody acts very well in this film. As far as any negatives for this film, the only negative that I can say about this film is some of the sound in certain aspects of this film. However, I have talked to the director about this, and I know that he's actually remastering the sound and making that portion a little bit better. So I don't think the sound is really detrimental to this film, but I think there's just certain little spots here and there that could be cleared up, and I do think that is being corrected. So I think the sound will be a lot better when this actually goes on Prime Video and also on Tubi as well. So I can say that I really highly recommend this film. As far as a score for this film, I would give it a 4 out of 5. It's a really solid debut for a director, and I really had a lot of emotion towards this film. Now, obviously, I really haven't had too much mental health issues of this magnitude, but I definitely could say that I felt some of the emotion that Mickey was actually feeling throughout this film. And I would be lying if I said that I actually wasn't in tears at the end of this film, because it really does capture the emotions of Mickey here and other characters as well. And I think this is definitely a film that you guys should check out when it hits streaming. So let me know in the comments, have you checked out this film? And if you haven't checked out this film, is it something that you're interested in checking out? Highly recommend. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I will see you guys on my next review.